Just add one more point, John. I'm with you. When over the course of this campaign, when Donald Trump said he was going to use the military to arrest Democrats, he was going to shut down CBS because he didn't like how they edited 60 Minutes piece, when his lawyer said he could use SEAL Team 6 to assassinate his political opponents. And everybody said, oh, he didn't say that. And then you'd show them the clip and they go, well, he doesn't mean it. I'm with you. I mean, if he doesn't mean it, if that was just strong talk during the campaign, then you are right. We are all much better for it. If he does mean even half of that, being a dictator on day one, or all the other things he said, right, then yes, Madisonian democracy actually takes a tumble. So I think I'm with you. I'm hoping that Donald Trump didn't mean what he said on the campaign trail, and I hope all of those that told you and me that, oh, please, you all are just getting taken up in memes and you just need to relax. Let's hope they're right.
Yeah, it's on them now. It's on us to be,
In Donald Trump's first presidency, that could lead one to believe that this was not just tough talk.
I agree. And I agree with what Claire said earlier, actually. Fear and anger won. He played to fear and anger, and that prevailed. I once heard John Meacham say that George Wallace's 19% in 1968 has now become the majority in this country. And, on a very personal level, I'm trying to figure out the words of encouragement that I give to my daughter this morning, who just 24 hours ago allowed herself to believe that a woman of color could be elected president. I don't know quite what to tell her. And the story of this election is what Julian was talking about earlier. We've come to believe over generations that different demographic groups vote as a bloc, because for so often, for so long, the black vote in this country voted in a bloc, 90% for Democrats, from Johnson all the way to Obama. And that's just not true anymore. As different demographic groups become further integrated into our society, they start caring about all the issues everybody else does, whether it's the economy, whether it's crime, whether it's border security. And political scientists will study this for years and years. I'm fascinated with the fact that in this city, Trump did better in every single borough. He went from 16% in the Bronx in 2020 to 27% in the Bronx in 2024. How did that happen? Because of his message. It resonated with a diverse group of people in a place like the Bronx, Brooklyn. And so for us in the Democratic Party side, we need to reevaluate how we approach Americans in general and learn to talk not just to 2 or 3 issues, to one demographic group or another.
It's tough.
Very, very well said. And to that point, Secretary Castro, picking up on what Secretary Johnson said there, the issue of immigration, you touched on it a minute ago. For a long time, there's been this almost patronizing view among Democratic leadership that they would get Latino voters based on the issue of immigration. Well, that blew up last night. I think it's fair to say you're from the state of Texas. You understand that people who live on the border, whether they're black, white, or Latino, believe a strong border is in their best interest. So what can you say about the issue of immigration and how it played into what happened last night?
Well, I mean, yeah, the polling showed that it was clear that in the Latino community there was also a concern, like there was, as you say, for any Americans, about the border. I mean, that was piped into everybody's social media feed, television news coverage, newspaper coverage. Yeah, people had that concern, right? And I don't think that over the last 3 years that the administration necessarily handled pushing back on that narrative very well. And so Kamala Harris really was playing catch up during these last 3 months. And at the same time, there was no real push on the other end of it that might have appealed to some Latinos, which was the comprehensive immigration part of it, reform part of it. Yes, President Biden submitted something at the very beginning on his first day in office, but that was never part of the conversation. I think that pushing that part of it may have improve the odds of winning in places like Arizona and Nevada. Those are still out, so we don't know what's going to happen there, but also could have resonated with some of those families in places like Pennsylvania and Texas.
Let's go, Trump 2024. Trump won the election. This guy is saying that he don't know why he's going to tell his daughter about the election. It's not about our emotion. It's not about how we feel. Not about if she's a woman or a man. It's about righteousness. It's about things that align with the word of God. The things that they're pushing on that particular side right now, it doesn't align with the word of God. They're pushing on children changing the agenda in some schools where the parents don't even know about it. They're pushing the LGBT things, which is an abomination according to the word of God. Right now, the party that's more aligned with the word of God is the party that Donald Trump is on, which is a Republican. So we say Trump 2024, let's go. Stand for righteousness.